Hey staff, this is the first in what will be a series of videos to help you become better prepared to be a camp counselor this summer. The goal of these videos is to encourage you to think critically here about some of the big picture topics that we have at camp. And at the end of each video, we'll share just a couple of reflection questions to help you think and reflect on this. Likewise, I would encourage you to talk with your family, friends, and other fellow staff about these topics. The first thing we're going to focus on here, though, is where campers end their experience. It's the very last day of camp, and the last camper just walked out the door. So there's one important question that we need to ask. Did we succeed in merely watching the kids and keeping them safe all summer long? Which, by the way, is no simple task. Or, here this summer at camp, did we accomplish more? What we're talking about here are outcomes. What is the end result of all the things that we have done? What is the total sum that everything adds up to? You know, each and every day here at camp, I want you to consider the attitudes and the behaviors that you're doing and what the impact that might have on the campers that you're around. We want youth to walk away from camp changed, but not just changed, we want them to be changed for the better. What do you think that might look like on a day-to-day basis? How can you be a model for the campers minute by minute by minute? To help you kind of think about this and chew on this a little bit more, we've actually got a parent, and I'm going to share their perspective on what they want their child to get when they send them to camp.
They learn a lot through games and interaction with other kids. That's a big part of what I can't give them at home, is that interaction with a large group of children, and that they learn and understand different types of people, and they learn how to communicate and interact with other kids. And I definitely don't expect a 100% positive experience from those things. Like, I consider it still a quality experience if they have experiences where they are scared or where they have conflicts with other kids, that that they are being challenged, and that when they come home, even if they may express something that happened during the day that was difficult for them, that we have the opportunity then to understand that and work through that, and that then the next day they're a different kid. So they're learning through all of those experiences. It's not, I don't know if other parents would necessarily agree with me. I don't even know if I thought that when my oldest was younger, because it is very difficult, especially with that first one, when your child has a negative experience with something, and you very much have the impulse to try to make everything really nice and good for your child and comfortable, and you don't want them to get hurt, and you don't want them to be scared, you don't want them to be harassed by another kid, or whatever those experiences are that they have. You, particularly with, I think with my first 1 and 2, I had a lot more difficulty with those things than I do by now. With the fourth, I see value in them as an opportunity for them to learn and grow. And I'm less likely to get upset as a parent when things aren't always easy for them. But I think what counselors may encounter with parents is some of that feeling of wanting to protect your child. And I don't want to underestimate safety. I mean, yes, safety is very important, And I would expect that out of experiences outside of my child or when my child's away from me. But the normal interactions of conflicts between children, or a game that is maybe hard for them, or that they lose, a game they lose, or maybe they can't swim as well as they thought they could, or all those sorts of experiences. Those are a little hard to navigate, especially in early parenting, of seeing your child have a difficult time with something. But from a camp experience, I think all of those have a lot of value. So those are reasons why I would send my child to a camp, because they're going to be challenged to do a lot of those things, especially physically.
So you can see, parents aren't sending their children to camp just because. They have some very intentional and specific reasonings for sending their child to camp. They have outcomes in mind that they want their kid to come back to them having accomplished. So here's your reflection questions. 1. What kind of experiences from your childhood do you remember? And then 2, what would be 5 positive outcomes that you would like to see in all the campers that come into your group? Thanks a lot, and we'll be back in a week with more great videos.